Graham is lying in repose at the library named after him in Charlotte. This afternoon, George W. Bush became the first former president to make the trip to the Queen City. Andrea Blanford is live outside the Billy Graham Library with more on how people are honoring the late evangelist. Andrea?
Tisha and Steve, with the eyes of the world on Charlotte this week, where Reverend Billy Graham is lying in repose inside the Graham family home here on the library grounds. Former presidents are now joining the masses to pay their respects. You can see a line of people streaming still inside that home. Some 3,300 people already coming out here today so far. They're here to celebrate the life of this great evangelist.
Touching Reverend Billy Graham's casket crafted by the hands of inmates, former President George W. Bush and his wife Laura joined Graham's son Franklin in remembering the humble evangelist known the world over.
Laura and I are honored to be able to come and pay our respects to the Graham family, and more importantly, to be able to say goodbye to a person who is influential in our lives and influential in the lives of millions.
They joined hundreds streaming through the Graham family home at the Billy Graham Library in Charlotte, some driving for hours in the rain to honor the man whose preaching of the gospel touched generations.
My grandpa introduced me to Billy Graham, and he's just had such an impact on my life.
He is, as far as I'm concerned, the most powerful man in our lifetime. So I'm honored.
I grieve, yet not as those who have no hope.
Dr. Don Wilton served as the pastor to America's pastor, calling it a privilege to be in his presence over the last 25 years, sharing lunch with Billy Graham just last Friday before he died at 99.
As he became restricted in his home and as we spent hours and hours together, so it is that I would hear this heartbeat coming from this man, whereas all those years we heard him speak it out. I began to hear him beat it out of his heart.
Franklin Graham humbled by the crowds still coming, knowing all too well what his dad would think.
To the people of North Carolina, I want to say thank you. Thank you for your kindness to my father. He would say if this is too much about Billy Graham, he wouldn't be happy. He wanted it to be more about the Lord Jesus Christ. So thank you so very much, and God bless you.
And again, you can see the crowds still coming tonight. The public viewing will go on until 10 o'clock tonight. Former President Bill Clinton is now scheduled to come here tomorrow to pay his respects. The public viewing here in Charlotte is scheduled to last through 10 o'clock tomorrow night, with the private funeral service coming up this Friday. President Trump will be in attendance. We are live in Charlotte. Andrea Blanford, ABC 11 Eyewitness News.